Today, we're making more paper projects.
Some assembly required.
Hello, and welcome back to our paper project series.
Guess maybe it can't really be a series if there's only 2 videos, but there could be more videos.
So the first thing that we are going to do is we're going to make a bird out of paper. So what we have are some sheets of construction paper, glue sticks, scissors, pencils, Sharpies, circle-y thing to trace. You can use something bigger, smaller, whatever you have. It's fine. That's what we're doing here. Stuff we have around. And for the feathers of our bird, we're going to use our rainbow paper towel paper that we made in our last video, which I will link up there for your viewing pleasure. If you don't have that, A, make it. B, you can just use scrap paper or junk mail or whatever you have. You can color some pretty paper and then use it. Whatever, it will be lovely no matter what you do. So the first thing that we are going to do is trace our circle shapes onto our paper. You can just do the bottom. So you just need 2 circles for this. We're going to glue them together in a minute. But in the meantime, we'll trace them. Another thing that we're going to use that I forgot to mention because I haven't actually found it yet, it's over there. You can use some string to hang it up, or you could use a stick to, stick it into the ground or something. I think we'll go, should we do string or stick for our birds?
Maybe you can do stick and I'll do string.
One of each. Ta-da! And then you cut your circles out once they are drawn. I cut them both out, and you cut out one.
You're fast at cutting out circles.
Yeah, I'm a pro. So the next step involves cutting your circles, like cutting a radius into your circles if you want a little math. Cutting it in half on the diameter, but not all the way in half, just to the middle. Doesn't really have to be perfect, but if you want to make sure that it's straight into the middle, you can fold it halfway in half, just fold it like to the middle, and then that right there is like a little line to the middle. I'm sure it doesn't have to be perfect either, but if you feel like perfection is something you're going for, do it that way. So you just cut it right to the center point-ish. So you got this now, like a Pac-Man with his mouth closed, or with his mouth open. So then you take one flap and fold it down to the bottom. Also doesn't have to be perfect. So fold it down so you have like a circle with a quarter out of it. Nice. And then you do the same thing. I'm going to try to line mine up and do the same thing on the other side. If you don't line it up, I think that's probably also fine. It just appeals to my
Perfectionist side.
Now you have something a little bit like this. Now at this point, you have a choice. One, you can, may I borrow a tiny piece of your orange? Thank you.
Okay.
You can just have a beak and attach it in here.
I could have a blue beak.
You could have a blue beak and I could have an orange beak. So you could have, maybe you'd make a bigger beak than this, but just to show you. Like a little simple bird. Ooh, if it was red, it would look a lot like a cardinal. Or you can do something a little bit more fancy and you can give it like a long neck. So we were sort of trying to be inspired by like a peacock kind of a thing, although they may turn out a little bit more like a turkey. That's all right. So we're just going to, well, mine anyway, I don't know, yours may be perfect. So just sort of cut out a shape. You can keep it straight on one side, curve it a little bit on the inside, and I'm just gonna do a super simple birdish shape like this. So, like a little, whatever you want to call this.
Bird.
Bird shape.
Kind of looks like a swan.
It kind of looks more like a swan, yeah. Not really peacock, but, you know, we can still be inspired. So we'll take a little bit of our glue, and let me help you open a glue. Oh, you got it.
Yeah.
Super. Yeah, so you glue the head in here, and you can glue just the top of the other side, and then that will leave you space to attach feathers and like a stick if you want to, if it's standing up like that. There. So now you have something a little bit like this. And if at this point you want to add a face, you may, or you can do it later.
Mine's definitely having a face.
Yeah, for sure. Cool. Mine is very relaxed looking. You may want to make your face the same on each side if you're using construction paper and Sharpies, because it totally bleeds through. So mine is a relaxed, hanging out kind of swan. Now, do you want yours to hang or have a stick?
Have a stick, and maybe he can join our stick guys outside.
Nice.
He can be like their pet.
Cool. If you decided to have yours hang, you can just glue a string right in between the two pieces here, and then it can hang up in your window. You know what? I'll do that.
I don't know. I keep changing my mind.
All right, so then you have presumably some sort of paper that you want to use
And see, it's gonna
for
be
your
easy.
feathers. So grab them. You can decide to keep
I think I
them.
want rainbowy.
Yeah, you do the rainbowy ones. I'll do the less rainbowy ones. So you can leave them rectangular, or you can cut them out into sort of a feather shape. I think that I will do that just to see what it's like. So when you are ready, you can sort of line them up to see how you want them, and then you just glue them down. I would glue them down individually to make sure that everything sticks. Then we'll see what it looks like.
How do I want that?
Whoopsies. I forgot my string. Could probably put little scraps on the wings too if you wanted to.
Oh, that would look cool.
That would look cool.
You should try it.
I'll try it. Mine's fancy. Make sure you put your stick in before your whole guy dries. Makes it a little easier. One for the window, one for the garden. Okay, so mine is a little bit heavy on the back. Why did it hang up before? I don't know.
Because you were holding the
It
bottom.
could have been because I was holding the bottom.
You should like put weights in it.
I'll put a magnet on the bottom to weigh it down in the
Or-
front. So here are our cute little birds. Possibly I might recommend the stick, but you never know until you try. Failing is like my #1 job.
That's sad.
Well, I do it the stupid way, so you guys can do it the smart way.
Yeah. Let go again.
For our second project, we're going to show you what we hope to be like a cool way to use paper. Specifically, maybe paper that you had under a project while it was drying and something cool happened with it, or all these ways like marbleizing and with bubbles and stuff that you get this cool paper and then you say, okay, so now I have paper, what am I supposed to do with it? So we are gonna make these cute little hanging decorations. They're super simple, they're just circles. And we will show you how to make them as well. So the first thing that you need is to cut out as many little circles as you can out of your cool paper. So it could be junk mail too if you have just junk mail, or like the inside of envelopes. Sometimes those have a cool decoration. So, arrange it so that you have the most circles that you can. We're using little egg cups because We have 2. Anyway, like trace the circles and then cut out as many as you can fit, and then we will let you know what to do next. You don't have to watch this part. It's just trace the circles, cut them out, and we'll be right back. We're back with our lovely stacks of circles. Now, I think that these are pretty enough that you could just glue them to a piece of paper and stick it on your wall and call it art. However, you guys are probably looking for something that takes up a little bit more time, thought, I don't know. Or maybe like certain families, your walls are totally covered already. So here's what our plan is. You will need your circles, your glue, and maybe some string to hang them. Some kind of string, thread, rope. All you do is, figure out how many circles you have and try to make, even-ish stacks of them. And once you do, you just fold your circles in half, fold them all in half, and then I made one earlier that was with 5 circles. You could do, as long as you have 3 circles, it will make sort of a sphere shape. And you'll just glue them together on their little half sides. Just glue it together, however many you want around. Stick your string in the middle before you're finished, and then they'll hang. So we are going to probably do this on fast speed, and you can see how they go. So here are 2 different ways that you can hang them. It was kind of cool because while we were working on them, we just independently thought of different ways to do it. You could hang it like this. You could even hang it sort of so it's like a bunting kind of a thing if you had a whole bunch of them, or, kind of a mobile situation. So that's fun. Or you could just hang them one at a time. That's also cool. Awesome. So that's a fun thing to do with extra, pretty scraps of paper. Or you could make a whole bunch of paper just to do this. I would do that.
Me too.
Seems like totally reasonable to me. Okay, we have one more last bonus project. Activity, thing, craft. It's super duper simple. All you need is paper, scrap paper, plain paper, it doesn't matter. I'll make it huge so you can really see. So just make it sort of squarish, rectangle-ish kind of shape. It does not need to be exact, in case you can't tell by all my ishes. Some kind of, a square, rectangle. Now you fold it in half. I'm folding it hamburger.
If it's a square, it doesn't matter.
If it's a square, it doesn't matter. Can't go wrong. All right, now you have a card, basically. Now, in the middle-ish of your card, you cut on the folded side, halfway in or so. A little less, maybe. So, like this-ish. See, kind of.
Like this?
Yep. Now you fold it again. The cut part is towards you. And now you're gonna fold it kind of like, pretend like you're opening a tent. So you'll fold like a triangle.
Like
up like that.
that?
Yep. So up like this. And then you do that also with the other side. Fold another triangle. They don't have to be even. They don't have to be the same. They can be totally, totally different if you want. Once you do it one way, you can certainly try it different ways. Now, just to make it easier later, I will now fold them back onto the other side of the card. So, you know, you fold it this way, you fold it that way, just so that it's easy to fold.
Like a fortune teller?
Like a fortune teller. Oopsies. Okay, so now you have this kind of a situation. Now, you pick one side or the other to be the top. It doesn't matter which one. I'm going to pick this one because it's right there.
I'm going to pick this one.
Perfect. Now, I like to do this so that you can, like, rather than folding it into the inside yet, I like to do it so I can see where the extra paper is so that I don't cut too far through it. Now you take your scissors again and you cut like the midpoint of this fold line now. So you cut up that way. So now you have one
Like
fold
that?
over there. Yep. And one cut over here on the fold. Now you do the same tent flap opening kind of a fold. There's probably a name for that. I don't know what it is. Maybe you don't either. So you open your tent flaps again.
You open the tent flaps on the tent flap.
Yeah, you open the tent flaps of the tent flap. It's getting to be a complicated tent. So both flaps, you open them up, fold them one way. They're getting a little harder to fold because construction paper is thick. So you fold forward and then fold backwards. Now, you have something that looks a little bit like this. So you've got these guys here and this one there. Now it's time for the fun part. Open up your card. Yeah, you can fold it all so that it's sort of, flat again. Just makes it easier to open up your rectangle.
Ooh.
Now, on the inside, you take your finger and you pop the bottom forward. If it's hard, you can open up your card and kind of fold it like this to get the folds so that they'll come in easier.
Like
So you
that?
kind of pop it in and then fold your card in again.
Like, but then it...
Yeah, so you put it forward and then fold the card so you can kind of squish the fold a little bit. Now you have this. Now you do the same thing for the top. You poke it in, squish the folds down. You don't have to worry about the extra folds. You can just make it like you have your sort of triangle notch. Squish your folds again, and then you do the same thing.
Scar
It'll
now.
still work. It's just got a little scar. Now you do the
I
same
might
thing
take
with
that up later.
the eyes, which these are going to be eyes. So you kind of poke your finger through so they'll fold in. Squish it down. Yeah, so stick your finger through and like while it's still kind of poking in, fold it down.
Oh.
And then you have a little guy. Ta-da! And you can make little teeny ones. Now, these are also great if you cut out the same size paper and sort of glue it on like a card. And then you can open it up and it's a pop-up card. So, we hope that you enjoyed part 2 of the paper projects series or pair of videos. I don't know. There could be another one. We did have a bunch more ideas, but you know, videos can only be so long. So, if you did enjoy it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. And if you would like to subscribe, that would be super duper. And click the notification button so you don't miss any videos going forward. For example, maybe part 3 of the paper project series. I don't know, that's not going to be next, but it could be upcoming. Videos come out on Tuesdays and Saturdays in the morning so that you have all day to watch them. So make sure that you check them out. I will link the part 1 down below. I know I already linked it up there, but maybe you didn't click it then and you still want to click it now. So that will be down below in the description. If you have any other projects that you'd like us to try, you feel free to drop us a comment. So thank you for watching, and we cannot wait to show you what other crazy things we have in store. Bye! See you next time!